Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be showing you how I created this in Figma. So if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button because I'm going to be walking you through step by step on how this was created. I'm going to be also be pushing out a lot of prototyping videos moving forward. And if you're looking to upskill yourself on Figma Prototype, this is the right place to be. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification. So now let's go back to the design. This is the original design that I made in Figma. So it's just 3 screens. And I promise you this is not going to take time. So what I'm going to do now is just to um duplicate this bike and bring it out, then duplicate this bike and also bring it out. Then same thing here, I'm going to duplicate this bike and bring it out. Now we have 3 bikes. So these bikes was actually downloaded from Google Images, so you can actually search for it. I'm just going to delete this. Then we have justice. So what I'm going to be doing is to get the frame, go to desktop, and I'm going to use a MacBook Pro 16 inches. I think that's what I used. Yeah, that's the same thing I used. So this is going to be right house. I'm going to type right house. So that will be medium, and I'm going to increase it all the way to 32. The font that I use is Crunch. So this is the font that I use. You can actually download it online if you want to use exactly the same font. So get this reduced, set this here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to um create this menu here, which is show bike. Now it's time to switch things back to normal. So we're going to use Intel, and I'm going to reduce this to 16 Zenable. And what I'm going to do now is to duplicate this and duplicate it into 5 places. I'm pressing Command D if you're using Mac, and if you're using Windows, you can just press Ctrl D. So select everything here and press Shift A to add auto layouts. And I'm going to set these to automatic. Leave it at work, and we're going to still come back to that. So I'm going to set this to auto. Okay, auto automatically gets it to fixed. So the next thing I'm going to add here is accessories, followed by electric. I'm going to just say electric bikes. And next is about horse, followed by contact horse. So once that is done, I'm going to give a padding of 30, then get these two whites. I'm going to give it a stroke of green. So I actually define these stroke variables. So the next thing I'm going to do is 50. If you are looking to learn how to define color variables, all you need to do is just go to this place, and here you can add any color that you want, and just let's just call this gray or 200. And we're going to strike down the colors to this. And for the dark mode, we are going to also reduce it to this point. So we have defined the gray 200. So once I have that defined, that's just basically how you can actually create your color variables. But if you want to learn how to create these in depth, go to my video where I actually taught how to create color variables. And I'm going to close this. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to get the grade 200 that we created, and that's it there. So I'm going to bring it here, increase this a bit. Then I'm going to lift this icons. These icons was actually got off for on iCodify. I love using iCodify a lot, and I will recommend it for anybody that actually want to um you're looking for icon library. So you can search for search icon. There's a particular one that I used, and you can also search for heart icon for your wish list. This is the one that I used, and you can also search for profile. So that's the one that I used. All you need to do is just to drag it out and drop it here. Then if you're looking for cards, that's exactly the same that I used. So that's how I actually came up with these icons. So I'm just going to bring it right here and we just delete this. So once you just bring it out, just stack it. So I'm going to show you how you're going to do that. You align it this way and just pack properly out. So we're going to bring in some of those icons back again. So I'm going to look for search just to go into more deals. But if you already know this, you can just skip this part. And I'm going to search for her, bring it out, then set this here. And I think that's just all. The next thing I'm going to do is just to rearrange this properly, get this here, and the cards here. So if you look at this, you notice that this seems to be small. So what I'm going to do is just to press key and increase it a bit. I to leave it at 19, then center this, center. So once that is done, we're just going to take this out and use this one. So it's pretty much the same thing. Nothing too hard. So once that is done, I'm going to tie it to the black that I created. Then we're ready to get rid of this. Make sure this is centered. Then the next thing I'm going to do is just to select everything here and add auto layouts. Shift A to add auto layout. Yeah. So the next thing is to set this to automatic and get this to 50. Here 50 pardon, and make sure that this is also set to few. And we have just going to give 30 in between. And yeah, this is set to auto. We have this, the bike. So the next thing I'm going to do is to create this effect. Yeah, and I'll tie it to this color, but I'm going to use linear, then change this to radial, and get this to be blue, and we are going to use the same blue and reduce this to 0. So what I'm going to do is just to close this and bring this here. So the next thing is just to make sure that this is clipped. So select this and make it absolute. Get this here, push it down, and it looks like this. So we're going to leave it like this for now. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to duplicate this, get this here, and it's time to resize it. So once you have this right house, here I'm going to set these to 500. So you saw it's just NGMY on the back. So I just had to close it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to bring this inside here. So once this is here, we're going to now show you how I created this. So what I'm going to do now is to move this up a bit. So it's just, but let's just create the switch button. Go to identify, go to search for radio. So this will be our select, and we have this. So these are the two icons that I'm going to bring out. So make sure that it's at 24. This is also 20. I'm going to increase this a little bit. Yeah, more like it. So we're going to position it properly. Get these two showing here. So we're going to label this one. Very important. We're just going to label it 1. Now I'm going to set this to 2. So for this, I'm also going to increase it. Make sure you click here and 24. Then send that down. This is just going to be 3 screens. I'm just going to make it 3. So the next way to do is just to bring this here. Make sure this is set dot, and that's it. So the next on the line is just to drop the circle here, then press K to resize it. With this, now we have this. You're going to give stroke. We're going to tie that to black, and I'm going to set it to be outside. Increase this to 6, and change this to whites. So let's make sure we are still on track. This is the line that I created. So the next that I'm going to create is duplicate this and also resize it. So just going to click here and resize it. Now we're going to push it back. So make sure that it's on the same set. You set that here. So just reduce it a bit and try to, yeah. So I've positioned it to be in the set on the center. We're going to do one more thing. Let's reduce this tool just so we know where to type. So the next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate this. I'm just going to leave it here. Now go to your text and we're going to bring it out so it's much more clearer. So here it is. So we're going to just use different names because I actually use different names here. So look at it. So I'm just going to hit this and bring it out. So this is what I did. So we're going to be typing in these names that I have here. So we have, so once you just click on text, sorry guys, click on text and bring it close to the circle edge, then you type. So I'm going to start with star flow. Then move again. Make sure you don't get this push stop. And now to trail blaze up 500. Then we'll move again. Now to Auburn Vanguard. So that's just how this circle was actually created. But I'm still going to just finish it up. Then we can use equal right. One. Now move again. And we have Terrafruit. So the next that I'm going to add is going to be Metro Cruiser. Metro, right? That's one word. Then the next is going to be Aero what? Airport. Then last but not least, we're going to leave it here. So we just need to find so we have Volt Rider X. So Volt Rider. So that's it. So once I'm done, wait to move this. For something like this, it can prove really reversible to hold. So we can now push it here. I'm going to just make sure that this is centered. Yeah. So now it's centered. So the next thing we're going to do is just to twist it a bit. Since I have it here, I'm going to push this. Sorry. So we're going to bring it back. Yeah. So everything aligns from. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to duplicate this and make sure that I tick here. Then I'm going to increase it to this point. Yeah. So we have this here. I'm going to send it to the back. Then reduce this to 3. We're going to click here to make these, sorry guys, make these dotted. Then for these, we're just going to draw shadow and we're going to increase this 50. So it looks like this. So for the last thing we're going to do now is to get an eclipse. Just to probably 40. Just bring it here. So I'm just going to get this to 40. So set this. I'm going to tie this to this blue, then get this here, and we're going to reduce this. We're going to switch this up. So that's how this was actually gotten. I'm going to drop a little bit shadow. 20. So once that is set, the next thing we're going to do is to duplicate the screen. That's how this was actually created in Figma. So the next that I'm going to do is just to duplicate this. So we're going to just get rid of this, bring this close, and duplicate this. So we're going to delete this. Ready to check everything to make sure it's okay. So the next thing that I'm ready to do is to bring in this bike. Then bring this in here. So once that is set, get this down, get this up a bit, get this up a bit. Ready to increase this a bit. Now we are good to go. So the tricky part is here. I want this to twist. If I click the next, it should move. So this, I'll copy this and I'm going to paste it here, then reuse it. Now we're going to twist it because that's how we want it to move. Look at it here. We're going to twist it and let it move in. So for this that is coming in, this one that is coming in, we're going to copy it and paste here. Then we're going to click here and reduce. Oh, sorry guys, I need to resize it. So scale it down because it's framed. I'm going to scale this down, bring it here, then twist it a bit, and that's it. Because we want it to follow this circle pattern. So take this off the screen and we're going to do the same thing here. So this one also going to be here. Copy this and paste it here and reduce this. And we're going to twist it. So this goes here. And this one, copy and paste. So this goes so that's it. We're done. So I think the last part is to link it. So there's already original link that I created. I'm just going to just remove all of them. This to make sure that it's not linked. So I'm going to show you how all of this was created. So the next thing we're going to do is, if we're going to use the swipe effect, drag effects, and when we click here. So what I'm going to do is to select this and say on drag. Then we're going to use smart animate. I'm going to use slow, then leave it at 600. The next thing that I'm going to do is select this one. I'm going to say drag. Drag. I'm not going to use ease in. I'm going to use slow 600. Then the same thing. If I drag it forward, it should give me this on drag slow 600. So animation is smart animation, curve is slow. So for this, I'm going to take it back to this one and say on drag slow 600. So now it's time to check things off. What I'm going to do now is to go back to design because this is labeled on 2 and 3. Then same thing with this. What I'm going to do now is to bring this one down. So here, this is going to be 2. And here, this is going to be 1. Very important. If not, it would start dancing. A smart animation can actually mess things up. So now we're going to push this down and we call this 1. We call this 2. And we call this 3. So that's the last part. We've already done the linking. So we're going to do the click now. So go back to prototype, select this, and when we click here, now our click is going to smart animation, slow 600. Now, when we click this one, it should be able to take us back on click smart animate slow 600. Then when we click this one, it should do the same thing, smart animation. Then for this, when we click this, it should do the same thing. So now it's time for us to preview, see what's there. We're going to preview it. So we have the preview here. And if I drag this, you can see how it's coming in. And I drag this again, this one comes in. If I drag it back, drag this back, you can see how it's coming in. Then if I click this and click this, that is how that was actually made in Figma. Please like and share. Then if you want to replicate this and share on your LinkedIn or X, and you want to tag me, my name is Kingsley OG. If you want to tag me on X, my name is Design with Kingsley. And if you want to do it on Instagram, my name is also Design with Kingsley. If you want to find me on TikTok, my name is also Design with Kingsley. So I'm going to see you on my next prototyping video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see your prototyping video. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.